Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live this morning, doing an outside program today. So you might hear some sounds, a fountain. The other one is birds, and okay, so having my coffee this morning. Say hello to a few folks here. How you doing? Is that Andrea? Carrie, Nebraska. Mary, how are you? I got the sun coming in my eyes. So there's Andrea, Niagara Falls. Nativity, good morning. And Janine, how are you? Louisiana. Maria, good morning. Sherry. And Rhonda, good morning. Happy 4th of July to those American friends. Jeanette, Rosa, Morial, Nick from our staff. And I didn't see that. Is that you, Kev? Chantal, Ottawa. And yeah, it's going up. And see, I can't make it out. Barbara, Deborah. Okay, better not say hello. I can't see this morning. But that sun's coming. The sun is coming right at me. Sue, how are you? I can see a few if it stays low enough on my screen. Well, why don't we get going? Okay? We'll get going here this morning rather than mess up my list here for folks. So maybe give me a thumbs up that you can see me and hear me. That's the key. Well, seeing me is less important. Hearing me, I think. Okay? Okay, we got lots of thumbs up. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. I'll say hello to you tomorrow, okay? Because I really, when that sun is in my eyes, I cannot see. Okay, now, I want to talk to you today about deficiencies, okay? And things that really medicine has a hard time with because they don't know, first of all, how to diagnose it. And second of all, in their minds, it's extremely rare, so they don't even think about it. But I want to tell you about something that is not rare at all. And let me start out with magnesium, okay? Magnesium is a deficiency today. And there's a few reasons for it, and I'm going to get to you to give you the primary cause of magnesium deficiency, okay? Now, like I said, medicine would be very, very, very slow to react to this because they don't see it. In their minds, magnesium, it's a mineral. Who's deficient in magnesium? Well, a lot of people are deficient in magnesium. And one of the problems that we have is that if you take a blood test for magnesium, you only have about 1% of your serum magnesium is found in your blood. Your magnesium in your blood is about 1%. 99% of your magnesium is in your tissues. Okay? So if you take a blood test to look for a deficiency in magnesium, of course you're not going to see it. I mean, if you did, it would be so rare. But it really isn't rare. A lot of people today are very, very deficient in magnesium. Now, you guys know this. I talk about this a lot. The number one cause of high blood pressure, okay, the number one cause of high blood pressure is not salt, it's sugar. And it really is what sugar does to magnesium, okay? So follow with me here, okay? Follow with me if you don't mind, okay? You have arteries and you have veins, okay? What's the difference? Well, arteries carry your blood away from your heart, okay? From your brain to your toes, okay? 60,000 miles of blood vessels, guys. Okay? Arteries carry blood to, and veins carry blood back. Okay? What's the difference between a vein and an artery? Muscle. So your arteries have muscles. Did you know that? Okay? So you need muscle to along your arteries. Okay? Just like a snake going through, traveling. You ever watch a snake move? It's muscle. And so blood flows to your body from your heart, which is a muscle, a pumps, and then your muscles in your arteries move that blood along. Got it? Okay. Now, what's magnesium got to do with that? Well, you have two things. You have magnesium and calcium. Okay? That is what makes the muscles work. And if you don't have enough magnesium, okay, if you don't have enough magnesium, the muscle is going to, it's going to constrict, but not relax. You guys know, well, you might remember, I probably haven't said this in a while. Well, whenever you think of magnesium, think of the word relax. That's why magnesium is so good, to relax your muscles, relax your brain, relax. I used to tell my kids that, okay? I used to use my voice with a great authority, okay, when my kids were young. And I used to say to them with a loud voice, relax, meaning that they were getting excited or they were fighting or whatever. And I used to tell them, relax, okay? They knew Daddy was telling them to settle down, okay? But whenever you hear the word magnesium, think of the word relax. And, okay, so your blood vessels, right? Blood going through, and it constricts, okay? Calcium, magnesium, relax, okay? Relax. Now, let me bring this another step. When you consume sugar, okay? When you're a carboholic, which turns to sugar rapidly, what does that do inside your blood vessels? Here's what it does. You create what we call high circulating insulin or insulin resistance, okay? So insulin resistance. Insulin is really important in your blood vessels. It really is, guys, okay? It's at the cellular level. It's very important. Do you know that you need magnesium, okay? You need magnesium to drive insulin, or insulin is needed to drive magnesium inside those blood vessels. It needs magnesium. So what happens when you're a carboholic or your insulin resistance goes up? You know what the side effect is of insulin resistance? You're peeing out your magnesium. You pee it out through your urine. Okay? You pee out magnesium. That's why sugar, see, it's not salt. They always blame salt. Oh, salt, that's what's giving you high blood pressure. No, it isn't. It's sugar. Because sugar creates insulin resistance. And insulin resistance, what it does, it drives sugar, it drives magnesium. You pee it out. And that's why you see such a deficiency. But doctors, nutritionists, a lot of them, dietitians, people in the medical field, they don't think of that, because for years and years and years and years we've been told it's salt, reduce your salt. And it isn't salt, my friend, it's sugar. And this is one of the biggest things in insulin resistance. It has such an effect, especially at the kidney level, where you're peeing out magnesium. And guess what happens? You constrict your blood vessels, but you don't relax your blood vessels. Remember the word relax. It constricts. You know, constrict the hose. What do you get? You get more water, right? If you just push down on the hose a little wee bit, it'll give you more water, right? Now, you don't want to constrict it completely, because then you don't get no water. But you'll actually get more water because, you know, you constrict down a little wee bit on the hose, and you get more of a spray. That's elevated blood pressure. So it's when you are peeing out your magnesium. When you pee out magnesium. So this, and look at today, guys. This is why the reset is so good for people. They don't realize it because, again, most people think of the reset as a restrictive. They see it, oh, you're restricting me. You're restricting me. And how am I going to live without, you know, a variety of foods? Well, you'll be surprised when you do the reset. And we have had tens of thousands of people. Look, I knew this before I gave it to patients, because I knew if they cut down on, they did nothing else but cut down on sugar. If they did nothing else, the vast majority of people with high blood pressure, the vast majority of people with high blood pressure would be self-corrected by eliminating sugar. And you still get to eat. You're still eating. It's amazing. And the guys, like what I just said, is when you get people with insulin resistance, 93% of the population have insulin resistance. Why is insulin resistance so dangerous? Well, think about it. One thing I agree with look, I don't disagree with medicine and everything. People think, Doc, you disagree. Nah, it's just what you hear me talking about. But I don't disagree. I don't want people with high blood pressure. High blood pressure is not good for you. I agree on that. It damages your blood vessels. It can lead to, it increases your risk of stroke and heart attack like by eons. No, I agree with that. What I disagree with is how to fix it. How to fix it. And when medicine generally looks at the diet, which they know very little about, they go, well, it's salt. Nah, it's not salt. Look, the only time that salt can give you high blood pressure is if you're dehydrated. You're not drinking enough water. There's not enough, there's too much viscosity in the blood, meaning the blood is thick as molasses because you don't drink enough. Yeah, that can cause high blood pressure for sure. But it's not salt. It's a lack of salt. It really is. When you sweat, you're sweating salt. When you pee salt. You're getting rid of salt. Okay? And look at, magnesium salt. Magnesium is so stinking good for you. And again, use the word relax. Relax. Magnesium and relaxation. Relaxes your muscles. This is why it's so good for migraines. I said, you got high blood pressure in your head. They look at me like, well, I said, there's a couple of things. One, you're dehydrated. You're dehydrated. And the other one is your blood pressure going up into the head, those blood vessels. They're constricted. Those small blood vessels around your brain are constricted. They're not relaxing. They're not letting go and relaxing. Magnesium. Okay? And people have asked the question, I just got to answer it here, okay? There's different types of magnesium, okay? There's different types. We like citrate. For years, I've always said citrate is the best. You know what the word citrate means? It's been chelated. It means it's ready to be absorbed, okay, immediately. Now, the reason we came out with the glycinate, the biglycinate, is because of some people found, and it's true, that with magnesium citrate, they get stomach problems. It can create, one of its side effects is a loose bowel. This is why I tell people, you're constipated. It's not a lack of fiber. It's a lack of water and oftentimes magnesium, because you're a carboholic and you're getting rid of magnesium. You're peeing it out, and magnesium relaxes the bowel. It relaxes everything. The bowel. So some people with citrate, okay, some people with citrate found that, yeah, you know what, it's bothering my bowel, okay, and it's, I might be getting a little bit of a soft stool or some diarrhea. Well, switch the magnesium. Switch it, okay, and that's why we love biglycinate, okay? And we just wanted to cover all bases there, okay? So that's the story on magnesium. Like, it's such a big problem today. I mean, high blood pressure, what are they saying in the United States? Like, it's something like, I don't know, 40, 50% of the population have high blood pressure. Well, they're carboholic. In Canada, we're carboholic. North America, carboholic. It's sad. Okay? It's sad. Okay, now, just wanted to do a little bit of a shorter version today, but remember that, okay? Remember how your body operates, okay? And this is why I like to go to the cause, okay? When I hear high blood pressure, I used to treat this thousands of times a year in my office. And I would start with the diet. I said, you're losing magnesium because you're peeing it out and you're consuming too much. Oh, Dr. Martin, I don't eat a lot of sugar. I said, do you eat bread? Yeah. Well, that's sugar. Do you eat cereal? Yeah. Well, that's sugar. Do you eat muffins? Yeah. Yeah, well, that's cereal. Do you eat bagels? Yeah, that's cereal. What's your breakfast? Oh, I have cereal and, juice. Yeah, well, that's sugar. You're peeing out your magnesium. You don't even realize it. And very few people are ever going to tell you that. Okay? Very few people are going to tell you that. It's really important that you get that right. Okay? By the way, I just posted, okay, getting away from magnesium, sun, steak, and steel, okay? I just posted on the private Facebook group, you might look there, I posted a study that just came out on melanoma, okay? And oh man, I mean, this should turn medical school upside down. It won't, it should. And here's the study by I think it was the Journal of, oh, here it is. The Journal of the National Institute of Cancer says, sun exposure, listen, Linda, sun exposure is associated with increased survival of melanoma. Let me read that to you again. Okay? The Journal of the National Institute of Cancer says, sun exposure, get in the sun, is associated with an increased survival of melanoma. What? They told us all these years that melanoma, the deadly skin cancer, was caused by the sun. And the study says just the opposite. What have I been telling you? People that get melanoma, 95% of them, they're rarely in the sun. They work indoors. They work night shift. They don't get their sleep, and they don't get their sun. Melanoma is not a sun cancer per se. It is a cancer of metabolic metabolic syndrome, and it's a lack of sun. And we talked about it yesterday. Imagine vitamin D affecting your microbiome. Is there anything the sun is not good for? Now, don't go burn in the sun, but you need the sun, okay? You need the sun, okay. Guys, shortened version today. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time. We appreciate you guys. You have a happy 4th of July to our American friends. Sort of a finish of a long weekend for our Canadian viewers. We love you guys more than you know. Talk to you soon.